Welcome to Pagan Coffee Talk. If you enjoy our content, please consider donating and following our socials.
Let's talk about witches in the news.
Well, let's just talk about witchcraft and medium. All right.
Well, what's the difference? What are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking. Okay. Well, the first witch we saw on the screen was Wizard of Oz.
Oh, you mean
media?
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, again, what was the best? What do you think the best show that represents witchcraft?
Yipes.
Let's talk about this. I mean, what you got? Hold on. Let's name off the shows. You got what? First of all, you got Wizard of Oz.
Oh man.
Then you brought Bewitched.
Mm-hmm.
Tucker's Wife.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tucker's Wife was about a witch that.
I don't remember it, but yeah.
Yeah, they solved crimes.
Technically, you could put I Dream of Jeannie.
Right.
Oh my gosh. The Craft, the movie, obviously.
No, don't forget The Good Witch.
The Good Witch. Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Cartoon and...
Yep. Practical Magic.
Uh-huh.
The Witches of Eastwick. Oy, we could keep going. Harry Potter. I mean, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
Boy. All right,
so which ones were good? And again, and we still have Agatha all along. So which ones? What was actually good? What was bad?
Oh,
practical. It tells you we're talking practical magic, and I'm not even bringing anime into this.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean you have. Oh, there's so many. This is crazy. Okay, so let's. All right, so you start. Let's go back to the origin. All right. So the first. Okay, so the first vision I have in my head of a witch is not the Wizard of Oz. It's Snow White. It is the Snow White cartoon, and it is the old hag with the apple.
Funny, when I think of witches, the first thing I think of is Narnia and the White Witch at the beginning.
Okay. Yeah, I think cartoons. I mean, the other one I picture is, from Warner Brothers. Yada-tee, ta-da-ta. She, was...
Yeah, the old, the old Looney Tune witch.
Yeah, and she was trying to cook Bugs Bunny. Oh, good God. So which ones are good? Which ones are bad?
Are you ready for this? I'm going to tell you. The show I think actually gave the best of what we really are. The Good Witch.
Okay.
The most boringest show ever.
Interesting.
The Good Witch is actually probably closer to what we actually are versus any of the others.
I mean, I think that the newer stuff has definitely gotten better.
Yeah.
I think that the newer material, especially the mythological, has really gotten a lot of it right. Like I just finished watching The Sandman on Netflix.
Oh God.
And it's amazing.
Well, again, watching anything Vikings now, the myths are a whole lot more
for sure.
And anything Celtic, it's a little bit better than what it used to be.
Oh yeah. And obviously because people have such a different view of magic and witchcraft now, we've gone from it used to be the hag, the old, crotchety, ugly,
the green face,
the jealousy,
the pointed chin, the nose.
Yeah, she was always angry and full of vengeance, and she used her magic poorly. And now we have this complete opposite end of the spectrum, which is this glorification of a witch not only as beautiful and powerful and, as the heroine.
It's sort of turned up to silky sweet to the point to where, okay, just watching it gives me a cavity.
Well, I don't know about that. I think it's just, again, it's that glorification. Yeah. We went from, it used to be like for kids at Halloween, if you were going to be a witch, you accepted the ugliness of it. You accepted the fact that it wasn't, and this sounds weird when we're talking about kids, but it wasn't a sexy costume.
No.
Now it is. Now it's all glamour.
Right.
Right. So
those kids grown up and we have the sexy witch costumes now.
So I don't know. Gosh, there's so much to pull from. You're killing me with this.
Reason I brought it up.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched like the new Sabrina the Witch.
Yeah.
And I do think that some of it's kind of accurate.
Some of it's not.
Some of it's very off base.
It's definitely from a certain point of view.
Yeah, for sure. But remember, it always like, annoys me a little bit that it's like, this was an Archie comic.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's hard to believe that was part of the Archie universe.
Yeah. The Craft, as much as not the movie, the TV show. The TV show had some very accurate moments and ideas, but
they never took it far enough.
No, they didn't. And the movie, I love the movie, but the movie was not, I mean, come on. They made up an entity that doesn't even exist. Right? Like, I mean, I can't remember.
And don't even get me started on the second one, because a remake is even worse.
That was terrible. But Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh God.
Did a pretty good job.
Willow was a really good example. You are right. I think she is a good example of.
Yeah. I think the reason Willow is such a good example is because her trajectory, her development in craft is actually very accurate.
Yes.
The nerdy, booky research, she was very, very astutely intellectual in her search of craft. The only problem is we're still back to none of these portray it as a religion.
No.
It's strictly a magical practice.
Well, even in Practical Magic, which I love this and I love the book.
Which, by the way, is being remade.
It is?
Yep. There's a new Practical Magic.
Oh, my God.
I don't even know if it's a remake or just a part 2, but they're doing it.
Well, look, after Happy Gilmore 2, I'm sorry. Is there anything new going to actually come out?
I don't know. Probably not.
Different issue.
Mm-hmm.
But why?
I don't know. Because, I mean, witches are popular. I mean, look, they did, what are the Sanders sisters? What is the name of that one? Oh, it drives me nuts. Because a lot of people love that one, too, and I was never a fan.
What's the latest, the musical that just came out?
Wicked.
Wicked's
been around a long time. And now it's a movie, and now that movie is going to be probably at least a trilogy. And now we've also gotten into this, the magical school, the witch school is such a gigantic trope in so many ways. And I find that hilarious because the truth of a magical school is it's a bunch of people in plain clothes sitting around someone's dining room table, drinking coffee and talking about theology and mythology and history. It's not at all what it's portrayed as.
A lot of us wish it was, but it's not.
I think that's really my issue with so much of it is it's washed. The religious aspect is washed out entirely. Yes. And it is, and I don't think there's an irony there because I don't think the masses would accept it as much if it was presented in that way.
Well, again, they wash away our knowledge. They wash away our experience and our wisdom on a lot of this.
Yeah.
Because when we look at the older stories, when we looked at like the Merlins and the stuff like that, when we look at these people came to us for our knowledge and our wisdom, not our access to magic.
Right.
And now all the stories seem to be about the access of magic and not the access of knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I think that's why I like The Good Witch, because they're the only show that I saw that actually did it the other way around.
Which is why it was so boring.
Thank you.
I know. Because the truth is, it's not that exciting.
It's not. We give that advice. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, there's something to be said for the spectacle, the show. Oh. I mean, and people like it. But it's the same way. If you extracted Christianity, if you extracted the dogma, if you took Jesus out of the Bible, right, and told his story and told about the magic and the feats and the different, it'd be freaking cool.
It would,
but it's not faith-based anymore.
No.
It's just about the use of magic and trickery.
Or
yeah.
special powers you don't.
Right. And that's the thing about it, is it's the specialness, the otherness that everybody wants to achieve. And therein lies the problem. There's no otherness about us. There's nothing.
We're not, while we may be the star of our own stories, it's our story, not everybody else's. Nobody else cares about my story.
No, it's not that fanciful.
No.
Agatha was not bad. There's a lot of elements of Agatha I liked from the trial standpoint. There are elements of both the Scarlet Witch and the Agatha story that, I mean, again, but we're talking about tiny pieces, tiny little like things that make a real witch giggle.
Yeah.
And go, hee, I know what they did there.
Yeah.
You know, but that's it. The rest goes over people's heads mainly.
Right.
So it's like, I think they have advisors. Now, this is something fun because I don't know if you know this. A lot of people don't. The original Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the one from the 90s,
right,
where Salem was a decrepitly horrific, right, animatronic cat that was terrifying. Do you know, right, that most of it was written by, and the advisor for the show was Silver Ravenwolf?
It does not surprise me.
She was a major component of that program because they felt like they needed something to make it a little more credible and a little more modern.
I don't think they actually achieved that.
I don't think so either. I mean, it was a comedy. It was a comedy, and it was cute, and it was silly.
I don't hate the show. I would sit here and watch it.
But when you compare it to the new one, you see how we've gone for something much more darker, very sinister, again, very sexy. Like when you look at this was the thing I did respect about the original Sabrina. She was just a girl.
Yes.
She was an average, everyday teenage girl for that time period.
With this thing that was something extra that I needed to either just work around or...
It was also why I always loved Bewitched. It was the same thing. She was just a typical housewife.
I'm not trying to be...
on the surface.
I just want to be a housewife. That's fine.
Now... So with Sabrina, hold on. So with Bewitched, then you had the mother-in-law. Or she was, hilarious because she represented the otherness. Right. She represented this idea of this much more profound character, and her daughter was rebelling against it.
Right.
But now you compare the modern Sabrina to the original Sabrina, and it's like, she is not the average teenager. She does not in any way, shape, or form look like the typical teenage girl. There's, again, something much more stylized about the whole thing.
More grandiose than what would really be.
For sure. There's a part of me that thinks Harry Potter would have actually been a better story if you took the 3 kids and extrapolated them, pulled them out of Hogwarts, and put them into our world.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out this in this world and not get... There's a better level of...
Which makes it a little more like Stranger Things.
Yeah.
But yet Stranger Things doesn't claim that anybody's a witch. You know what I mean? There's magic.
There's magic and there's... Might as well be, but...
But there's no actual definition of it.
Well, see, my only problem with Stranger Things is it just shows that communication goes a long freaking way.
For sure. For real. But it's, it's like anything else. We've got to make it glamorous. We've got to make it more intriguing. We have to make it bigger, badder, more.
I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't stopped and watched an episode of Bewitched just because it happened to be on TV and it's Bewitched. Yeah. I enjoy the show for the show itself. I don't enjoy it for its relationship of witchcraft necessarily. Are you with me?
No, because to call her a witch wasn't even remotely accurate.
No.
I mean, she was a superhero, effectively. She just had magic powers.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's a funny thing, and I think that the trend will continue. We're going to see more of this. Oh, there was a show. There was one I really enjoyed. But again, The Magicians. Not at all. But I mean, I think very well done.
Well, again, just like The Order, by the time you got done watching The Order, it was all about the magic and not about the religious, even though you saw where they maybe try to insert some of those ethics and morals. Yep. But they still don't quite get there. So I don't think anybody's going to go around and make a show about a witch shop and the stupidity that goes on.
No.
Why, it would be funny.
I do think this is what's going to happen. I think at some point we are going to see two things potentially take place. The first is we are going to get a major motion picture of one of the primary founders. We're going to get Aleister Crowley's, or Gardner, or, one of those. It's going to be a movie.
Right.
And I think that could really shed some light on things. It will also potentially freak people out a little bit.
What do you ever think we'll get into like places like with soap operas and stuff where they'll actually have characters who follow the religion, not the magic, but the religion?
Maybe.
Where we start getting characters maybe like this, where we actually have people following.
I think that's going to come in cartoon form first and pave the way for that.
Maybe.
Because I don't think people are ready for that from its realness.
Because I would personally love to see a witch character where it was about the religion and not about the magic.
Now, I do think where the potential for that might exist. I'm shocked that it hasn't already been done, especially with the popularity of ghost hunting and, all of that. And things like, the Warrens and, The Conjuring. And I am shocked there is not a reality TV show centered around a witch shop. Yeah.
Porn again. What was that?
Pawn Stars. Yes, Pawn Stars. Like, there's.
I'm with you there.
Reality TV covers everything else,
but that
it's due, and I think that it's realistically that's something we're probably going to see in the next 10 years.
Because I would love to see this if it's one of the New Orleans.
Well, but here's the thing. We already kind of have some of that happening in the sense that with Witch Talk, you have a ton of store owners that are documenting
what's going on,
their day to day, and that are documenting, certain things. But I think to turn that into something a little bit more prime time or mainstream would be really interesting. Now, unlike you, I disagree about the New Orleans connection, unfortunately, because the majority of the shops in New Orleans are unfortunately owned by people who at this point are just in it to make money.
So we're talking tourist traps.
Mainly. The biggest one is Hex. And Hex has two locations. Hex has one in Salem, and it has multiple locations in New Orleans. And Hex is owned by, I can't remember his name, but it's one of Laurie Cabot's children.
Okay.
And Laurie Cabot, of course, being the resident witch of Salem. She's still around. She's very old now, but she's still around. But Laurie Cabot, I think, it wouldn't surprise me if her or one of her people had a hand in something like that. But my issue is they've become a farce. This is going to sound really bad, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Laurie Cabot and her crew, they're mostly what I would call starfuckers.
Okay.
They are people who strictly follow whatever is going to get them the most attention, the most views, the most publicity.
So you're putting them in the same categories as the late 80s psychic.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm talking about. The whole.
Yeah. Laurie Cabot, for me, I lost all respect for her when she appeared in a Godsmack video.
Oh, God.
Because Sully, the lead singer of Godsmack, who is a practicing pagan and who is openly of craft, I believe, or at least he calls himself pagan, whatever. He is an initiate of Laurie Cabot. And so, or an honorary initiate, one or the other. But either way, Laurie Cabot and her coven appeared in the Godsmack video Voodoo. And I was like, I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. Because that is something craft would never do. We would never make a mockery of our circle and our sacred rites
and put it in
for a freaking music video.
Right.
It was disgusting. Now, if you want to do a documentary and you want to act, fine, great, educate people, but it was all for show.
Well, let me ask you in this case, because you know more about media than I do. All right. Are we talking, or witches not allowed to use any publicity as good publicity? Are you with me?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so we're not allowed to do that, but yet all the other.
I don't think it's a matter of. Look, I mean, that's like saying, The Righteous Gemstones, which has been a wildly popular show right now on HBO. And, they just wrapped the final season and, Danny McBride is the creator. That would be like saying that show put the Christian megachurches in a good light, because it certainly did not. It made for great television. It was very funny, but come on. I mean, it literally... It's a mockery of what those things actually are. And I mean, not, I have my own opinions about those, but it took it to a next level. So I don't know.
So you don't actually believe that any media attention is necessarily good?
No, because it's the same way I feel about Harry Potter. Harry Potter upsets me simply because you have children running around with magic wands and with their, Hogwarts cloaks and I'm a witch, but like there's nothing behind what they're doing. They have no concept of the act of what it actually represents.
They don't have that why behind there.
Exactly. And without that, it's just for show. So yeah, it kind of upsets me. I don't like it. Does it make us more accepted? Sure. But it also makes us more accepted in the sense that people go, oh yeah. There's a witch, there's a group of witches in town, or there's a coven in town, whatever. They're just, they're just running around with their they think it really is Harry Potter. They think that we're a bunch of adults who are making up nonsense words in Latin and, pointing wands at things. It's like, no,
that's not.
So
I have to ask. I said what my favorite one was. What about yours? What was your favorite show that showed a witch that you think maybe put us in the best light?
Ooh, putting me on the spot. I don't know. I really liked the way the show Vikings perceived the seer.
Right.
I thought that was really pretty accurate.
Okay.
Creepy, but accurate. I'm trying to think if there's something recently that's really made a big impression on me like that. And I think outside of the just, again, enjoying a particular program for its entertainment value, there's not a lot.
No.
There's not any one particular one that makes me go, yes.
Right.
That's a great way to look at what we do. Yeah. Not really.
No, not.
Kind of sad.
It is.
Yeah.
Ready for some coffee?
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for listening. Join us next week for another episode. Pagan Coffee Talk is brought to you by Life Temple and Seminary. Please visit us at lifetempleseminary.org for more information, as well as links to our social media: Facebook, Discord, Twitter, YouTube, and Reddit.
We travel down this trodden path, a maze of stone and mire. Just hold my hand as we pass by a sea of blazing pyres. And so it is the end of our days, so walk with me till morning breaks. And so it is the end of our days, so walk